Come here, Sama. Come here, Sama. Uh-oh.
He got whooped right now.
Bigger is better in Texas. That includes Christmas decorations.
Absolutely. We're launching the holiday edition of Living in the Lone Star tonight. Our first installment takes us to a home on Alma Court in the Pecan Grove area.
Zach Tawatari there live to show us how the folks there are going all out. Zach.
That's right, guys. We are back here in Pecan Grove, the first stop on our Living in the Lone Star Holiday Home Edition tour this week, and we are lucky to be joined by this neighborhood's very own Clark Griswold, Chris Calvert. And Chris, I want to ask you a couple more questions since we didn't get to ask you everything in the last hour. First of all, can you tell me how many of these inflatable decorations that you have going on in the front yard?
Currently sitting at 50.
And how many did you start with? How long has it taken to grow this?
I think we started with maybe 5. It's taken roughly 6 years to get where we're at right now.
Now, one of the things I loved looking at earlier was this light display that you have on the pole, and then all these lights here. There is not like a centimeter of space on that pole. How many lights are we looking at total in this whole display?
I know on the pole we're sitting roughly about 17,000 lights. The rest of the display, I'd figure maybe 15,000 would be a good guesstimate.
Wow. So we're looking at something like 30,000 lights. And one of the things, I think a lot of people out there are probably wondering is how long does this take to put up, and how long does it take to take down?
It takes roughly about a month to put up. It takes roughly a weekend to take down.
Wow, that is pretty impressive. And one of the things that we want to do is we want to give you our gift to you here, and we're hoping that we can put this in your front yard. So let's stick it right here. All right, that's it. Our very first stop on the Living in the Lone Star Holiday Home Edition tour. Chris Calvert, this neighborhood's Clark Griswold, thank you so much for being with us, having us here, and we can't wait to bring you these amazing, incredibly decorated homes all week here on KHOU. Let's send it back to you guys.
The designation rightfully deserved, and hey, there's a little bit of something for everyone there. I saw a nod to the Astros in the decor as well.
Here to the Griswolds of Pecan Grove. All right. Thank you so much, Zach Tawatari. Hey, we want to see the photos or video of your home. Share them with us through the Near Me feature of the KHOU 11 app. You never know. Your house could be featured in our next edition of Living in the Lone Star.
I tell you can't miss Chris's house there and others like it, even if it is a little hazy out there, Dave.
I loved the yard, and in the back is the abominable snowman from one of those old Christmas cartoons. I just love that guy, so nicely done. It's a little misty, a little drizzly at times. It'll be cool this evening. High temp today was 69, above the normal was 66, but only in the 60s. Record's 82, and the record low is 19. Another a good example of how crazy the temperature can be this time of the year. There's a little bit of sea fog coming into Galveston and Seawall Boulevard. That may get thick at times. Careful going over the causeway. At 72 in Galveston. Dew point of 67, 14 degrees warmer in Galveston right now than yesterday at this time. Temps are going to hover in the 60s. Little pockets of mist and drizzle on a cloudy night. The Geminids meteor showers
known as one of the best decorated neighborhoods in the Houston area. And I want you guys to get a look at how authentic this is. You can see we have the candy cane light display here. You can see we've got all the kids on the hay. So it's a pretty cool event to be able to come down here, look at these holiday lights, these holiday decorations. Again, this is one of the best neighborhoods in the Houston area to be able to take this all in. And we want to go over actually to one of Chris's neighbor's houses, because his display is so big that it doesn't just take up his yard, it also takes up half of his neighbor's yard here. At Karen? Erica, I'm sorry. That's I thought you said Karen before. Well, Erica, if you could, I want to get an idea of this sign. I mean, it looks handmade. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about this story?
As you can tell, his decorations kept moving over, and we said, come into our yard, but it's pointless to try to compete with this. And so a few years back, my daughter and I spray painted a sign that said ditto. Okay, that wasn't enough. Within a day or two, Chris had made us that big ditto sign and had it up on our tree for us, because we had to be over the top too.
Okay, Erica, one of the other questions I want to ask you is, It's got to be pretty nice that, I mean, your neighbor decorates for you. Is that, I mean,
I'm okay with that. Your girls were little before. They're older now. He gets out here before I do, so I did give him permission to come all the way across the yard, and he has.
And you kind of have the best of both worlds because you get the decorations put up for you
Yes.
and
Taken down. Yes, it is wonderful. And we get to enjoy everyone coming by, and the Ditto gets a few laughs and a few high fives from people driving by.
What are the crowds like when people come here at night? Do you see a lot of people just driving by and stopping?
They do stop. This one really gets the kids out of the car, and, you know, it's all right. The kids can come up front, you know, discourage them from walking through so they don't trip or hurt things. But the kids are amazed by it. The parents are too. It really is, well, you start down the street and it just grabs your attention. It's fun.
Well, thank you, Erica. We appreciate it, and glad you're getting, you know, the
Free decorations.
byproduct of all
Yes.
these decorations, free decorations. That's right. That's right. Chris, if you don't mind, I just want to ask you another couple questions here, and maybe we can have our photographer Nathan Kavinga come over this way. Okay, so somebody was telling me when we were off camera, they were telling me a story about this little chicken. You've got all of these decorations, these huge decorations, and here we are with this little tiny chicken. Tell me a little bit about that.
Actually, my wife saw that they had lighted chickens for sale online, and she purchased it, and that is the lighted chickens that we received. Obviously, it's not lighted. Yeah, so I had to incorporate it into the display somehow. No.
What was your reaction? Okay, so I can only imagine when you receive either the Frosty or the Santa or the Nutcracker that are gigantic, what was your reaction when you received this small chicken?
I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was playing a practical joke on us. And then my wife was like, no, I tracked it. It's in the mailbox. We opened it, and that's our light up chicken.
And one of the things that's been so great out here tonight is there's so many families out here that are able to take this all in. You know, we see all the kids. I know that you have a 12, a 10, and an 8-year-old. Have they inherited the decorating gene from you, or how's that going?
Yes, they have. They just keep it inside. They decorate their rooms all crazy with Christmas lights and LEDs. They want to go like I do outside, but in their rooms.
Okay. But I did hear, and this is your daughter, Ava, is that correct? Yes. Ava, can I ask you a question? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me what your favorite decoration is?
All of them?
All of that's not a bad answer. You can't go wrong with that answer. I was talking to your wife earlier, and she said when you're out here decorating and they come out and they actually try and put a decoration down, they come back and it's like moved later. Do you have a master plan for this whole thing? Do you draw it out on a piece of paper?
No, I'm just very particular when it comes to the Christmas lights. It's got to be a certain way. It's got to pop. So, yeah. I don't let them play with them anymore. They can do the inside, I'll do the outside.
Okay, well,
I'm serious, Clark.
I think you've earned that right. Okay, so I just have two more questions for you. The other one is, how do you store this? Where do you put all this stuff in the off season?
Now we're putting it in a storage unit because we outgrew the attic and the garage. Yeah.
So a year-round storage unit just for all the decorations, because you do Halloween as well, right?
We do Halloween as well.
Okay. My final question to you is the same one that I had for Ava. I've got to ask you, what is your favorite decoration? Do you have one?
This year, I'd say it's the Hades sign.
Okay.
Yep. That one and the Whataburger cup. Those are my two favorites this year.
Man,
but it changes every year.
Okay. Why the sign this year? I know why, but
come on, go Stros.
All right.
Everybody hates us.
All
so
right.
Had to put it out. We put it out for Halloween. My wife gave me the idea to put it out for Christmas, so we're going to put it out for Christmas.
Okay. Well, Chris, thank you so much again for having us out here. Again, this is our first stop on the Living in the Lone Star Holiday Home Edition. You can catch it all week. We're going to send it back to you for now. And just for the record, the Whataburger cup was also my favorite. So
glad to hear it.
I like food.
Thank you.
I like pineapples. And I like food. I like strawberries.